Today we're going to start our final project, and this is in lieu of and in place of our final exam. So there is no final exam during finals week. Instead, because this is a lab-based course, we're doing a final project. So you'll have this week, normally would be our Tuesday in class, and as well as next week, which we'd also would have had a class on Tuesday, to use that time to do the project. So as you in a normal semester, when we were actually on site, you would get 2 days in the class and a week in between to work on it. There is no homework this week. It's all just a project. All right, so and it's a fairly extensive project. I would recommend you get started sooner than later. Hopefully this week. Don't wait until next Monday night to try to finish it off. It is actually due on May 5th, which is a Tuesday at 5 p.m. At 5 p.m. on the last day of class, what normally would have been our last day of class. Now this year, it's hard to feel what is a class and what isn't a class day, but anyway, that would have been the end of our normal class days right before finals start. Nothing wrong with getting it done early, right? Everything is on Blackboard, and you can, we found this, so you saw the Blackboard assignment. You're going to upload back to the assignment when you're done, your files, and you'll be uploading your drawing file plus a number of PDFs of sheets. All right, so what's covered on this is kind of our objectives, what you should be able to use when you're drawing these this AutoCAD drawing and doing this project. These are all the things you should know how to do, right? This was hopefully you remember or kind of remember what we did throughout the semester. All this stuff is going to be used on the final project. That's what makes it a final project, right? We're combining all the stuff you've learned, right, for that. Now, I guess one note, I think maybe it's coming up here in a second, but hopefully you know how to do all this more or less, right, through that. So the new learning and new instruction phase is done, and now we're into the putting to use what you've learned phase. And this is a part of what your plan sheet is going to look like. This is the drawing file I'm going to give you. This will be your XREF drawing. So you're not going to draw in this when I send you survey base, but this is what the XREF looks like. This is the section that we're generally interested in through here on that. And you're going to do a small road reconstruction project, and you're going to draw in the road and a bunch of the driveways and so forth along with that road. And that is that's what's coming up, right? And so just be ready for that when it gets here. This is the section again you're going to end up with sheets on, and you do just various things within that. And we'll talk about some of those through that. In the far left side of your drawing, I have the section corner labeled for you. You're going to need that because guess what? You get to plot more property boundaries to show how good you are at doing those. And this is where you'll start from. This is the reference point. There's two different properties. This is where they're going to start at over here on the far left side in the survey base drawing. Now you're going to create a new, first thing you do is you download survey base. Then you're going to create a new drawing called whatever your last name is _design. And then you're going to XREF in survey base into your new design file. Everything you draw, all of your contours, all of your annotations and everything, your layout tabs and all that are going to be made inside your new drawing in your design drawing. Right, which is XREFing survey base. Nothing, you shouldn't be drawing anything in survey base. Everything you draw should be in design. Right, it's referenced. So you're going to start drawing these two parcels. You're going to start over here. Here's your section corner, and then you're going to go off here to the east and draw the two parcels in for that. You also get to draw on some road, and you're just going to highlight the center line of the road, and you're going to draw in the edge of pavement and then the edge of shoulder. And then from the edge of shoulder, you get to draw in driveways all along. Driveways are an excellent way to get used to using the fillet command and trim and the various versions of trim. For that, you're going to be snapping to a lot of stuff in there. And this is what your finished driveways look like. Maybe it doesn't look like it. Here's the road is up here. See, the yellow line is the edge of pavement. This magenta line is the edge of shoulder, and then the green lines are your driveways to there. And traffic is moving this direction in the lane nearest this driveway. So this side over here on the left has the larger radius. If traffic was, if this was flipped and you're on the other side of the road, traffic is moving that direction to the left, then the radius is, the larger radius is closer to the whichever side the traffic is coming from. Do that. That's how we would draw in. You're on our driveways. You're going to go back as this is the gray line is the existing driveway. You're going to extend back as far along that driveway as you need to get this full radius in, right? For that, and you. So you don't want to, you're going to turn this off in the middle of the arc. This is going to come back all the way, and it should be tangent to this line when it gets here, and that's where it's going to end, right? So if you use the fillet command and you use, I would use no trim, and then you can click that line and that line, it'll draw it in. It doesn't cut those lines off. That's what the no trim thing does, and then you've got a pretty little arc in there, which then you just shoot across and make sure it's perpendicular here. You'll do the same between this line and this line to draw in this arc, and then you just connect the end of that arc down here to this piece. So, not supposed to be giving you tips on how to do this, but I just did. All right, good luck on that. Hopefully that's enough to help. It'll say in the instructions, or I thought it was in here somewhere in one of these instructions. So I'm not. Oh, it's back here. You're supposed to know how to do all this stuff. These are all commands and things you've used. It's kind of like a final exam. It's our final project. And you're demonstrating how well you know how to do all this stuff. All right, so don't ask me very detailed questions. Well, you can, but I'm not going to give you detailed answers. All right, I may remind you which lesson we learned how to do stuff in. Right, it's going to be a little more on you to draw things in properly. Right, and to remember how to use commands. And yeah, you may have to pull your book out if you've got one. You may have to Google it. Hit F1, the help key, and find out how to run commands if you don't remember. Or just watch what it says down at the bottom of the screen when you're running your command, because it's always giving you hints down there, what it's waiting for and what it wants to do. And yeah, so it's been a little while since we did trim and some of those other ones. Shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't be too bad though. All right. So also wanted to show you then, here's in AutoCAD for that. This is what the drawing looks like. When you open it up, it's going to be like this. Over here is the section corner in the center of this intersection. That's where they almost always are. It's section 28. I'll label that for you. And then you're going to start actually, you have to draw over the top of the center line and make it and make a polyline out of what you drew in. And oh, look, there's a couple curves in there. Huh? You get to practice that. Too, so this, everything that's the cyan color, this light blue color, as you come through here, that's that center line that you're going to be, first you're going to draw on top of it on the center line layer that's specified in the instructions. You're going to make sure it's a polyline so that you get to practice doing polylines. Once you've done that and it looks good, and then you're going to offset it. Come in here and you're going to offset 12 feet this direction, 12 feet this direction to the bottom of it. That's going to become your edge of pavements. That's the edge of the road. That's where the edge of the road would be. Then those edge of road lines, you're going to offset those another 8 feet on either side. That's the edge of your shoulder. And that is a pretty typical shoulder, 8 feet wide for that. So you only have to work on this section from here where it says start center line here. All right, so you're going to be starting here. You're going to carry that all the way down here and end at this point in center line. All right, that's the only section you need to be drawing that line in and offsetting it and then doing the driveways. You don't have to do it back here. All right, none of that stuff needs to be done over there. The only thing you need over here is this section corner line to come across. Right? I've labeled all the driveways. Every one of these things that is labeled driveway is a driveway, and you get to draw in what a appropriate looking nice driveway is with really nice radiuses, exactly matching the edge of shoulder up to the edge of the driveways as it comes through. Yeah, so there's a few. You're going to get some good practice doing trims and offsetting and things like that as you get here. There's one public road. It's not a driveway, it's a public road right here. And it has larger radii. It's got 35-foot radiuses on either corner, so you get to draw those in. Other than that, yeah, it's going to look a lot like a driveway for that. And then we end down here. This will be the end point, right? So you get to do that. You're going to also draw in 2 different parcels. And then you're going to create a sheet for each parcel. And that's going to become a PDF. I think it's 11 by 17 sheets you're doing for that. And then you're going to do a 24 by 36 sheet, which is a standard size civil engineering sheet size. And you're going to create a viewport, and you're going to show a portion at scale 1/20 of the road and your driveways. And then you're going to make another layout tab, another sheet, just to the right of it, and you're going to show another portion. And then you're going to make another sheet, and then you're going to, in the viewport, you're going to see just to the right of what was in the viewport for the one before it, and so forth and so on until you get down here. So you're going to, that's exactly how we build a sheet set. So you're going to make sheets as they come all the way down. I've got an example of that. Now these sheet sets load slow. All right, so this is our plan and profile sheets, and let's go back to plan and profile 1 here. You can see what this thing looks like. I told you they were slow, right? This one's starting down here. We got the road section here, and it's moving down. It's kind of started in the middle. All right, and so here's a tree. All right, remember that tree. Let's go on to the next one. Let's hope I did this right. It's going to take a second to load. All right, so there was a lone tree on the last one. It's probably this guy was your lone tree. And so where that sheet cut off about here, this sheet picks up and goes on, right? So what's in, you can see in this viewport is just to the right of what was in the viewport on the sheet before it. And here's plan profile sheet 3, the next layout tab that you'll copy and create. And here's the next one, and it's going to be just a little bit to the right in the viewport of what was in the last one in the viewport. Now you aren't going to have a big empty box in yours. Your entire your entire sheet, the upper side of it here, is going to be a single viewport in the model space, right? This viewport's for the vertical side, the profile view. This is the plan view on these sheets. You're only going to do plan view on that. So you're going to make as many sheets as you need. Oh, get the yawning, sorry. You're going to make as many sheets as you need to cover from this call out, the start, until you come all the way down to the end call out down here. So maybe that's 4 sheets, maybe it's 5 sheets, whatever it takes, and that's what you're going to do. In each one, you're going to see a different portion. You may see this portion in the first one, then your second sheet picks up here and goes to there and stops. Your third sheet picks up here and goes to there in the viewport. So you're going to move that in a viewport. Viewports all need to be scaled 1/20 in each viewport as you go through. So each one of those sheets, then you're going to make a PDF out of it. I give you the instructions on how to make the appropriate looking plot for that. All those PDFs you're going to upload to Blackboard, as well as your design drawing for that. Okay. Hopefully that's a good introduction for it. Again, I will be happy to clarify any instructions you don't understand. We are going to hope that you remember how to run the commands. That part is your job, is to know how to run the commands, or look it up if you don't remember, to go back and check and refresh your memory on how to do the plans exactly, and how to do all the different commands you want. And then like say if the instructions aren't clear what I'm asking, I'm happy to clarify things. How to do it is hopefully something you already know, or that you can review and figure out going back. So you should be, this is a celebration of knowledge, right? You've learned a lot this semester, and now you're putting it to use. So this is your celebration time. How's that? It's Professor Reich's line. She likes to say that about exams. That's your celebration of knowledge. You know, how much did you learn, right? We get to celebrate it on here. So let's celebrate. Let's do a good job on the project. It'll be due again the last day of class, which is May 5th, Tuesday at 5 p.m.